Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dare to Dream. I'm your host. I am the international, evidential, intuitive medium and psychic. And today's show, the title is slightly misleading because of me and upstairs. Understanding one's gifts and how to make them grow isn't exactly what you think it's going to be. Well, the whole reason why is if you're even slightly sensitive, empathic to energy fields, this is very important when you're working and understanding who you are and what you can do, what you can't do. But I want to take it a step further. This is my opinion. No scientific basics other than I've experienced things. For all my life, I've been very aware of other people's energy. And then I joined the forces. And then I found out I'm sensitive to magnetics, plate tectonics, atmospherics. Everybody says, well, the atmospherics are understandable, but do you get your energy rising? Do you feel hyper for no apparent reason? Well, this is all about understanding yourself. I'm hyper at the moment, so I'm trying to calm myself down and be very calm and see, I can't even speak. But I'm just going to go with it because I trust my guys. The whole reason why I'm doing the show today is the Schumann resonance that is to do with solar vibration and universal energy flowing through the planet Earth, over and through, similar to gamma. This is my perception. I may be wrong, but this is where I'm talking about it. And it actually affects your own auric field, your own energies. And Cici can verify the other day, I was so hyper, it was unbelievable. You see, I don't bottle what flows through me. I don't say, this is mine. That energy flows through me, and I'm as happy as ever could be. I've just got to try and slow down because I'm too hyper to talk common sense. So forgive me for my wording. I'm English. I'm trying to slow my speech pattern down because I'm so dang hyper. You see, energy is all around us. We're made up of an electrical field. We call it the auric field or etheric. And that's because of your inner spirit resonating out through your body. And it expands way beyond the external of your physical self. And you have to literally learn what is yourself. Who are you? Who am I is the word you can use. Who am I? And in order to do that, you've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to know what makes you feel happy for you, not for everybody else. You're not being selfish when I say that. But if you do everything for everybody else, what's left for yourself? And people say, oh, well, you're being selfish. No, you're not. You're being selfless. Less you, less self. I know it's a play on words, but it's important you understand what makes you whole, what makes you happy, what makes your abilities, your gifts grow. It's by accepting who you are, by those energy fields that are around and in you. And how do they react with other people? As I said earlier about the Schumann resonance, it was that my wife showed me a chart today. And instead of being nice little, if that's the average, then it goes flick, 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 flick on the average. But this time it was way up, all the way across the top. It was off the scale. And also the sun's kicked out an unusual, unknown solar flare. They didn't expect it. It was, ooh, what happened there? Everything is kicking out energy. And we are energy. Our bodies are energy. And when you know what is you, what makes you tick, what makes you happy, you can work with those fields flowing through you because they will. but it activates, stimulates your brain, your inner brain. For want of a better word, I'm not a medic either. But I am a person that's sensitive to those energy waves. To explain, when I was in the Navy, I used to get migraines every time I went on a ship and went across the Atlantic, especially heading westward. And I used to get migraines that built up over days. Steady build, throbbing up, pounding away. When we found out, it's when we crossed over the mid-Atlantic ridge. I went, kidding me? No. Even though the ridge is so far down below in ocean bottom, I was picking up the energy field. Gave me migraines. I wasn't coherent at all, even less than I am now today. But I was suffering from migraines. Once I found out what it was, we were able to do something about it. I was given some medication that helped calm my nerves down to the effect of plate tectonic magnetics. I've seen a hill in Glasgow going to a minesweeper degaussing, which means to remove the magnetic field around a war vessel. Or any vessel that's going through salt water produces a magnetic field, metal through salt water. And to degauss or demagnetize the vessel, they have to go through certain procedures. And to get to this place, we have to pass this hill on the starboard side, the right side of the vessel. And I happened to be up on the bridge, as I often were. I always asked permission of the duty officer or the captain, whoever was in charge, and say, may I come on the bridge? And you normally say, yeah. And as I'm going back, I'm getting this feeling about this hill. I told the captain, I said, can I have a look at the charts, skipper? He said, yeah, go on. And everybody called me chef. I wasn't a chef, I was a cook. And they said, go on, chef, help yourself. I said, well, there's something wrong with this hill. I see where disasters have just been averted at the last minute, but there have been a couple of incidents that cause magnetics to go awry, and the ship's compass is magnetic. Everybody knows what a compass does. It points to the north because of the magnetic field. It resonates with that. But every time we went past this hill, the magnets were off. The compass was off. Skipper stopped the ship, contact Whitehall, got the update on what was happening around this hill, found out there'd been a couple of air near misses. And because of what I stated to the captain, and he relayed it to Whitehall, they got back in touch with the captain, thanked us, sent up a vessel, an investigation team, and found out it was iron ore, residue from a mine that had been dumped there. And it formed a magnetic field, which caused problems with compasses. But you see, I understood my energy field. I understood what made me happy in my area, my field. And passing certain things affects it. When you meet somebody, as you say, you like somebody, you feel comfortable with somebody, it's exactly the same thing that you need to trust within yourself to help your gifts magnify. And the only way to do that is being honest with yourself. I'm standing there. I'm about a 19-year-old lad. Just saying to this captain, all the braid on him and all the rest of it, and saying, that hill's causing problems. And the junior officer on the bridge at the time burst out laughing. And the captain said, whoa. As I say, at the end of the investigation, found out it was Arnold. That junior officer left the ship. The captain said, if you don't listen to things from your crew, you're not going to help. Everybody is a team member. Everybody works together. We're like-minded people. Yeah, in the armed forces. It's a brotherhood and a sisterhood. But it's the same with human life. We are all brothers and sisters, no matter where you're from. It doesn't matter how old, how young, what you can say, what you can do. It's who you are by your actions. And if you're honest with yourself, are your actions honourable? Are your actions truthful? Are you listening to your true self or opinions from other people? Other people's opinions are only good if asked for. But on sometimes somebody will come to you and say something that rocks your boat. It rocks your mind and your heart, and you go, whoa, I wish I thought of that. Oh, whoa, thank you. No, I don't want it. Whatever way you react, it's got to come from your heart. And the whole point of Dare to Dream is going past that blinkered aspect in life that everybody says, oh, don't rock the boat, don't upset anybody, just go with the flow. No. If you don't feel comfortable going with the flow, why do you have to go with the flow? I break all the rules and regulations in my family. I'm the only one being a medium, practicing. The others have the ability, but they don't want to practice. And I respect that. And I love them for it. But they're being honest about it. You can be the black sheep and be proud of it. That's my term, black sheep. I dared to dream to do this. And as I say, that picture up there, above my thumb, there it is, dare to dream. I don't just dare to dream, I dare to live my dream. And think about that. Think about what your life could be like if you didn't trust yourself. And I wrote something the other day, and I'm going to read it out to you, because I think it will help you understand who you are. Every one of my yesterdays brought me to this moment today, to choose for a better tomorrow. That came to me a couple of weeks ago. I just sat down and wrote it. Because people say, I only worry about what you did and what you're going to do. I don't worry about that, especially the past. I can't change the past. I can only change the here and now for tomorrow. And I have to understand who I am. And this applies to you. You've got to understand who you are and be honest about it. And nobody's perfect. I can definitely vouch that. There's no way I'm perfect. But I'm perfectly me. Because I don't hide who I am. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm embarrassed on some of the things I've done, and I hope to do better. But that's life. We're spirit having a human experience. And this is how understanding your own gifts of what you can feel, see, hear, taste, and all the other senses that come into play by whatever gifts you have innate within you. The only way to make these things grow is being honest. And trust within yourself and the link you make with spirit. They're always willing to help you. Your psychic ability will save your life more times than not. But the spiritual connection, a medium, is the most fantastic journey to be on. I mean, I never thought playing with God, spirit and playing with fairies in the bottom of my garden when I was 3.5 years of age at my nana's would bring me to America. Because all those things that happened in my past brought me to here and now to talk to you. And I'm fortunate, as I've said on many of my shows, to be on this show, my show, Dare to Dream, on goingboldmedia.com, Going Bold Wednesday. The people in this group, especially Cece, the coordinator, the inventor of the whole rigmarole of Going Solo Network. She had a dream and she's living her dream. And as I say, my show Dare to Dream is about you living beyond a dream, living your life. I'm Graham Williamson, International Intuitive Evidential Medium and Psychic, and I've learned to trust my gut instinct. Those energy waves that flow through me inspire me, activate things in my head that I never knew existed. And I'm literal on that. I come out with stuff that, how the heck did I know that? How the heck did I know this? How can I read this? And how can I do that? How can I write poetry the way I do? It's not from me consciously. People have heard the term automatic writing. What does it mean? People say about auric fields. What does that mean? What does clairvoyance mean? And all the rest of the terminology you've possibly heard of, even tea leaves and palmistry and crystal balls. All these facets are you wanting and needing to understand whatever triggers your interest. And that's what understanding your gifts is about. All these things around you, you've wanted as a spirit to experience in human form, things that you saw from spirit world before you came onto this earth, into the form you are in. You wanted to experience things. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. Some of it you go, what? But remember one thing, your spirit never stops living. Never. Because that energy field can't be stopped. The physical can. But think about, I'm not being macabre or anything, think about what happens to the body when it stops working. It goes back to its component parts in the ground. Because we're organic. Some of us may be lucky enough to become a fossil in a few thousand million years or whatever it is takes to make a fossil. But I'm not worried about my body when I've gone, because my spirit will be living on and I'll be experiencing things, because I dare to dream beyond the physical. I'm here today in the physical form to talk about the spirit of you when you transcend, when you go up to heaven. That's my interpretation. But I want you to think about what makes you happy. You know, we had a thunderstorm in Central Florida a couple of days ago, and I was lucky enough to go outside with my camera and record a couple of short clips of it, watching the thunder and lightning and listening to it. It was the most peaceful time of the evening, because all that energy that was flowing through me was helped to be earthed by the weather. It cleansed the air. It took away the humidity factor. Anybody lives in Florida, you know what I mean. The heat index here is unbelievable. The humidity is unbearable at times. But when that thunder and lightning really gets going through the skies and that, and shakes the house with the thunderclaps and the lights all over the place, the air becomes so beautiful. It takes such a force of nature to clean air. I'm not reckless to stand out in areas where lightning could hit me. I make sure I'm safe. Because this body of mine, I want to be around for a lot longer yet. I've got a lot more to share, a lot more to learn, a lot more to do. But by doing a show bi-weekly on the Wednesdays, enables me to share each experience that I'm going through. And the show today, as I say, is misleading in the title, understanding your gifts. But to understand your gifts, you've got to know yourself. And what was it Cecil and I were talking about? I think, if I remember rightly, Cecil will probably tell me yes or no on it, is about the weird things that have been happening in space, around us, everything about the energy in this country, the world. I'm taking pictures of stars and I'm getting satellites, the Starlink satellites, the International Space Station going on. I can't see them until I use my camera. You see, your camera isn't limited. Your vision is. And I know if I use my camera, I'm going to get pictures of things in the sky that I can't see visibly. I've never been like that. You see, your gifts are the same as that camera. Your gifts can see, feel, hear, taste, whatever. But you have to trust them. You have to trust yourself. Sunday, my wife came back from England. The youngest daughter's married and lives over there. And she had 5 weeks, and she was exhausted. I think they all were. My stepdaughter's youngest, her family. I think everybody was exhausted because of the amount of things they did. But they came back with memories. Everybody's got the memories now. My wife came back, but her body was saying, "I'm a little bit not as fit as I thought I was." She overdid it. But she wanted to trade one step, all the pain on her knees and aches in her back. She wanted to swap any of it for the experience with her daughter, son-in-law, and the kids. You see, what you do for yourself and others makes you who you are today. If you do stuff for yourself and exclude others, what's the point? I don't know what I can give you, but I'm giving you my best. I know that as an evidential medium, I have to show people personal characteristics, terminology, traits, figure of the person that I'm communicating with to the recipient. And I don't use cards anymore. I don't use crystal balls, palmistry, dowsing, or whatever. I can still do them. But it's carrying all this stuff around with me. It's too heavy. And I need space to put it when I do functions. And I'm in New Smyrna Beach this weekend with my wife. I'm reading and she's selling her bead bracelets and stuff, and necklaces. We have a limited space. But you see, we have learned to work with what we have. And we're changing things every time we do a show. She makes different bracelets, stuff like this. She makes it. She doesn't have a plan. She just goes with what makes her happy. It's exactly the same with your gifts. What makes you happy? How can you express it? You've got to learn. It can take an instant or it can take a lifetime. But there's no rushing in this gift or these gifts that you have innate within you. It's trusting yourself enough and knowing yourself enough to say, I feel comfortable with that. If you don't feel comfortable with it, find out why. If somebody rubs you up wrong and makes you feel, I want to, no, think it's not them. What's it triggering within you? Why should you feel that from that person is definitely something emanating from yourself. The way you cope with somebody. I learned that a long time ago, part of my early intuition. People come up and saying things to me and I got really aggrieved about it. And I found out I was an alcoholic and I didn't agree with what they were telling me. You're a drunk, Graham. Well, you do that, you're going to get this, you're going to get that, you'll be kicked out of the Navy, you'll be out. All these negative things. And it woke me up. I didn't do it on my own. I was drinking on my own. I was a fitness freak and everything else. I used to love running. Saved my life. But I learned now I can help counsel people who have a drinking problem if they need it, if they ask for it. I've seen people with stress. Now, I'm no psychologist. I'm a reverend because a lot of the stuff I give is private and confidential. And being a reverend, I don't have to explain it to anybody else other than the recipient. Because I am definitely not medically trained. But I've seen enough in life to understand people. And I can guide them. There's people having a breakdown because they think that everybody is expected. I said, no. And I show them a different point of view and they go, it can't be that simple. Don't know if it was not, but it made them think differently. And so instead of a negative aspect of their dilemma, they started thinking positive. They started changing the way they thought about themselves. They started to listen to themselves. I said to one lady today, I said, you're always on about trying, but. I said, take those two words away from your vocabulary. What have you got? I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I don't like it, but I said, yeah. But he says, I'm holding myself back. I went, yeah. It's not always as simple. I understand that. I'm no doctor, psychologist, or anything. But by giving my best, trusting my instincts, I'm able to help some people. I'm hoping I'm helping you, the listener. But I definitely would like you to do us all a favour in Going Solo Network. I would like you to like, share and comment. And send us emails or phone calls, whatever you feel comfortable with. Now you can, I forgot the golden rule, sorry, and subscribe. That's the important one. That I'm going to get it one day, Cece. Enjoy, like, share, comment and subscribe. Because we are evolving so much, we are going to be changing a little bit of our layout. And Cece's going to be doing all this. So if you subscribe, it helps her a lot. And if you want to get hold of me, please, you can email me. Oh, hang on. We've got the new sign. Newstreamnetwork.com. That's what we're going to be instead of what we are at the moment. We're advancing, we're growing. But if you want to contact me, please email me at thebrit77@hotmail.com. And that's THEBRITT77. All one word. Send me an email. Or you can call me on America 352-409-1060. Leave a voice message. If you don't, I won't answer the phone. I won't reply. But all these things, I want you to learn about yourself. I want to help you. And if you don't necessarily need a spiritual guidance, there we go. Thanks, CC. A medium77@gmail.com. 252-409-1060. Florida, USA. Leave a voice message. But please, if you want me to help you, or any of the Going Solo Network hosts are here to help you, just let us know what it is we can do. I'm going to guarantee I'm going to give you my best. I can't guarantee it's always going to be what you want, but it more than likely be what you need. Because that's the way the spirit works. And every person on this earth is a spirit having a human experience, some good, some bad. And if you're having a good time, help other people that are not. And if you're having a bad time, look for those that are happy. That energy field around you, the auric field, will feel other people's, whether you like them or you don't like them. How did you meet your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your partner? How did you pick up a dog that you think's the bestest thing, or a cat, whatever it is, something living, and you feel a resonance with it? Because that energy field emanates to all living things and inanimate things. Everything has energy. And as a medium, I've learned clairsentience, which is being aware of those energy fields. And it's normally from somebody that's lived. But I can pick it up through something that doesn't live. Like a picture in an envelope. I've done this, and many of my good friend mediums have done this also. Somebody put a picture in an envelope, pass it to the medium and say, describe this person. Or can you link to this person? You pick up a watch that belonged to somebody. A medium picks up a watch or is given a watch. Can you tell me who this belonged to? That's all because of the energy emanating from that object or person or animal. that living creature. We all have our own sentience, all have our own knowledge, all have our own abilities. But we're all energy. We're all human beings and living beings and inanimate objects. We're all connected by this energy. Different wavelengths, like the Schumann resonance, the solar wind, solar energy, the etheric body. Everybody emanates some frequency. Color is a frequency. Sound is a frequency. Inanimate objects are frequencies. Everything resonates. When you trust your own energy, your own being, and you've learned to explore them, and you feel other things touching that field of yours, you know it instantly. What's that quote in the book? No, I won't give it a quote. But for the best example, when Jesus was walking through a crowd, and all jostling and bustling him around, and that unclean lady touched his robe, he felt that instantly. Believe it or not, that's what mediums do. They know instantly when something's different. Something touched their field. And all due respect, if somebody can pick up one person out of all that group around them, touch them differently, you can feel it. Because this is what understanding one's gifts is about. And how you make them go is by going into yourself, trusting your energy, knowing that what makes you happy, and bounce and let it all go. You know, standing in the thunderstorm, lightning, and all the rest of it going, I feel invigorated. The Schumann resonance has made me hyper for the last 2.5 weeks. The retrograde, I'm not into all the terminology about retrogrades and that. And the planets, I know a lot of my friends are, but I'm not. But I know when the energy of the moon's around. I know about the oceans and the currents. I know about when the waves come in and go out. It's like breathing at different levels. You can feel the fish going on in the water, especially when you've got your feet in the water or standing in the water. You can feel those ripples of energy. I used to love swimming underwater, just feeling all those vibrations coming through, hearing whale sounds. And dolphins under the water is an experience. I can't believe how happy I am to have experienced stuff like that. Being on a warship going through the North Sea and hearing the whales reverberating through the whole vessel. Because those fields of energy weren't stopped by the metal. They weren't stopped by the salt water. They just gave them out. And like concentric field of amplification, the salt water just brought it straight to us, and it resounded through my ears and into my very core. And it made me happy and proud to be there with those wonderful creatures, sharing their energy, their vibration with us. Yeah, they were talking amongst themselves or fishing or hunting or whatever they were doing. But to be there listening to all that, to listen to birdsong, all that vibration, it's all about understanding who you are, what makes you tick, what makes you flow. I can't express it enough. Oh, we better go on a break, haven't we? Because it's not too long before we finish. We'll be taking a short break and we will come back and continue this. So stay with us and I'll be waiting for you for when we get back. Welcome back, everybody. I am glad we had that little break. It made my mind slow down a little bit. I love all the adverts, and I just wish I had more time to share them with you. But I would like you to think about why I'm doing these shows. It's not about me, it's about you. And this is my show, Dare to Dream. I'm your host, Graham Williamson, International Intuitive Evidential Medium and Psychic. I've been doing this most of my life. And I've had tutors that taught me to understand my gifts and how to make them grow. And sometimes I said, no, I'm not going to do it that way, which was fine for some of my tutors, my mentors. They said, you don't have to follow anybody. Get ideas, seeds of ideas, and make them grow your way. Because I sure as heck do not want anybody to follow my exact footsteps. I really don't, because I feel sorry for you to experience what I went through. That's why we share things in an open way on this show. It's about you do everything your way to the best of your abilities, for the highest and best for others as well. Because these recordings will last a lifetime. I want some of you, if you want to be helped, wanted to be guided, wanted to be mentored, or just have a reading, you can just let us know. You can go into gomoldmedia.com and browse through all the different hosts and different shows that we've got. Because I'm sure there's something there for each of you. CC's shows about people going through heartache and breakups and being divorced and single. She's got a wealth of knowledge. I've got a wealth of knowledge about being married before, twice before, having children and not being in their lives, being an alcoholic and all the rest of it that's happened to me. I'm not proud of any of it. But because of it, I've learned to be here today to share with you, like CC and the other hosts, their experiences, their knowledge, their hearts, to help you find yourself. Or just to be with people of like minds. Because I'm sure, even on the late night shows, some of the stuff that comes out, I'm howling with laughing. Or I'm crying because of the empathy. Because that was going to be another part of my show, is about, are you empathic/sensitive? Because it's all about energy fields. If the energy around you feels good, you're safe. Think about it. If the energy around you feel safe, can you discern which is good and which is bad for you? It comes with knowledge. There's a simple thing as children, when my grandmother used to, or my nana used to light the fire, she used to put a small hand shovel in the grate with the handle on the outside, at the top of the fireplace, and the metal part in the grate at the front. She'd light the fire behind it, put a piece of paper in front of it. Fire safety, oh, no. But she did it so many times, she knew exactly what she was doing. We learned, you don't go near a fire. It can hurt you. But when I look back at what my grandmother did and what is expected in life today, people say, oh, no, you can't do that. You can get arrested for that. Health and safety, blah, 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 blah. We learned from our past, is what I'm getting at. We've learned by our childhood memories. We learn from our peers. We learn by the media. You pick what makes you happy. You choose which path you wish to walk. And don't follow anybody 100%. One of my friends is always trying to get me to sing Let It Go. I know my singing's terrible, so I never do, but I always laugh about it. Because I enjoy singing, but I can't sing a note. But it makes everybody that knows me laugh when they say, "Have you let it go, Graham? Have you let it go?" Because it just makes me happy to make them happy. My energy touches yours. You either feel comfortable with it or you don't. If you don't, you'll leave. But that's how you make and understand your abilities, your gifts. And to do that, you have to listen to them. You have to be honest to react to them positively. I'm positive I don't like it. I'm positive I do. You choose. You go back or forward. But never stand still and think to yourself, I can't do this, I can't do that. What if, but try. No. What makes your heart happy? You choose. Every one of us have choices every moment of our lives. Some are hard, some are nigh on impossible. Some are life-threatening, some are not. How do you know what you can do unless you know yourself? To know yourself is one heck of an experiment. Every day I'm finding things that I didn't know I could do that. Whoa, no, I shouldn't have done that. Whatever it is, I'm looking at anything. I'm still learning. I'm 21 and a bit. That's my favourite saying for my age. Because my body is getting older. There's no doubt about it. But my spirit inside still remembers being full of vitality, full of adventure, full of yearning to learn, to daring to dream, to do my show, to show people there's life after death. The body dies, yes. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm more afraid of how I'm going to die. I used to have no fear climbing up ship's masts, North Sea, chipping off ice, and the ship's going ling, 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 like this. So if it didn't chip the ice off, it'd go bing and not come back up. So, are you afraid of falling? I said, falling never killed anybody. It's a landing. When you're working with spirit, when you're working with energy, that energy flow will go through you. A bit like electricity. If you're not grounded, if you've not learnt what it can do, you can hurt yourself, figuratively speaking. But I've worked with spirit all my life, and I've never been disappointed in them. I've been disappointed in myself. I missed that bit. God, we should have done it different there. But I'm learning. I came here to experience what I'm experiencing. And now I can safely say 80% of it's been flipping marvellous. And that 20% hasn't been so good. There's that 20% that I'm learning from. How not to be back there. How not to try and forget it. No, I'll never forget it. But I won't live in it. Daring to Dream, my show, is about trusting yourself and stepping out of that rut that you put yourself in. Because your life is limited by how long you've got on this earth. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but I'm sure as heck going to do my best. And I want you to feel you are doing your best by understanding your gifts. And to make them grow is by learning to use them often. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the show. I'll be back in a couple of weeks' time, and it will be on the 27th of September. I'm going to be in New Smyrna Beach Saturday and Sunday at the Brennan Centre. We're doing an event there, and I'll be doing readings. I hope those of you that want guidance will email me, phone me. All the details on the show are going to be at the bottom of the screen. But please like, comment, share, subscribe. And email me at amedium77@gmail.com, 352-409-1060. I do have my Facebook page as well. you can contact me on there, Graham Williamson. But if you're phoning me, 352-409-1060 is my cell phone. Leave a voice message. Because if you don't, I won't answer you. And we are in Florida, USA. And I hope you've enjoyed the show, because I've enjoyed talking to you and sharing. And enjoy your life to the best of your ability. And I wish you a very good night. Thanks for coming.